What's up, everybody? Weston here with the Hidden Gibbon, and I am back for a Monday installment of Magic for the Working Class, the deck tech series where I make decks for under $100 because, let's be real, Magic's getting super expensive, even at a single standpoint, and when we have a new and upcoming set pre-selling on some stores for $180 for a box and $800 for a collector box, and when most singles are skyrocketing as well, because they're not getting enough reprints, it's incredibly important that we maintain economic accessibility to everybody, regardless of your circumstances. And I want to be able to help folks be able to play the game that they love without having to break the bank. So, before we get into it, if you like Magic for the Working Class, if you like my daily deck techs or any of my discussion-based content, feel free to subscribe, but only if you feel I've earned it. Now, without further ado, let's get straight into it. And today, we have everybody's favorite annoying as hell commander, Kotis the Fangkeeper. Personal happy fun. I have a love-hate relationship with this card on Arena. Kotis the Fangkeeper is a 2/1 for 1 and Sultai. Has Indestructible, and whenever Kotis deals combat damage to a player, exile the top X cards of their library, where X is the amount of damage dealt. You may cast any number of spells of mana value X or less from among them without paying their mana costs. So the reason I say I have a love-hate relationship with it is I hate when the deck's really built well and just absolutely claps me in Arena, but I love when it's not built well and you're able to just clap him instead. But we're going to try to get in there, steal a bunch of stuff from our opponents, and, hopefully win the day. Now, how are we going to do that? Well, since this is a budget deck, we are going to go pretty focused in on our Kotis. And so our other creatures are going to be a supporting cast and crew. We are going to have some ramp in the form of Ornithopter of Paradise, Elvish Mystic, Llanowar Elves, Steve, Sakura Tribe Elder, who fetches a land, as well as Studious First Year, which enters prepared, and then Rampant Growths. We also have a little bit of searchability with Lotus Light Dancers, which is lifelink, and when it enters, search your library for a black card, a green card, and a blue card. Put those cards into your graveyard, then shuffle. We have Cold-Eyed Selkie. Whenever Cold-Eyed Selkie deals combat damage to a player, you may draw that many cards. This is a classic card in Commander. Sadly, my daughter got a hold of one of my copies of this card, and it is no longer amongst the realm of the playable. We have Eutropia, Twice Favored, Constellation. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. That creature gains flying until end of turn. So we're going to have a lot of auras in this deck to put on our Kotis, and this will pump him, which will help advance our game plan of theft, and then also give flying, which is evasion. It's very important in a Kotis deck to have evasion. So that way you're not just like beating your head up against a dorky little wall. We have Forgotten Ancient. Whenever a player casts a spell, you can put a 1/1 counter on it, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you can move any number of counters from this creature onto another creature. We have ourselves Rex Sage. This is incredibly important because I'm going to tell you, friends, when I play against Kotis decks, it makes me super happy when they are not running interaction. And that is great because I use things like Imprison in the Moon, Eaten by Piranhas, and just put it on Kotis to where it won't have any abilities. And then you just make them incredibly sad. And we don't want that to happen to us. So we are playing the Rex Sage to get rid of things like that. We have Suspicious Bookcase. It's Defender, and target creature can't be blocked this turn. It's a little cheap 35-cent card. The 13th Doctor, Paradox. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. This will help you with Kotis theft cards and playing it. And then we have Trigon Predator. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you can destroy target artifact or enchantment that player controls. This again will help you protect your Kotis. For sorceries, we are primarily doing some ramp with Farseek, Explore, Rampant Growth, Kodama's Reach, and Cultivate, all there to mana fix as we are in a 3-color deck. And then we also have Distortion Strike. It's +1/+0 and can't be blocked. It also rebounds, so it'll do it the next turn. We have Pim Particles. Target creature gains Vigilance until end of turn and can't be blocked, and you draw a card. The extra draw card is always nice. And then we have Slip Through Space. It has Devoid, so it's not colored. And then target creature can't be blocked this turn and draw a card. You know, it's just the same thing almost as Pim Particles. We have ourselves some instants in Growth Spiral. You draw a card and put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. So a little bit more ramp. We do have a little tiny bit of removal with Putrefy, Murder, and Infernal Grasp. And then we have pumped spells in the form of Might of Old Crosia, +2/+2 if you played it during your main phase, +4/+4. Might of the Nephilim. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn for each of its colors. So, of course, Kotis would get +6/+6. Staggering Size gets +3/+3 in Trample. And then we have 2 protection pump spells. Snakeskin Veil puts a 1/1 counter on a creature, gains Hexproof until end of turn. And then Tyvar Stand, target creature control gets +X/X Hexproof and Indestructible until end of turn. Very good. For artifacts, we are running Blackblade Reforged. This is an absolute classic. It's a 2-drop artifact equipment that you get +1/+1 for each land you control, and equip 3 to a legendary creature. We have Dragon Fire Blade. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has hexproof from monocolored. So that will help protect against your mono black removal spells, your mono white exile spells like Swords and Path, and things like Erode. It equips 4, and it costs 1 less to cast for each color the creature it targets. So this will equip for 1. Very good card. Fire Shrieker gives double strike, so your ability will trigger twice. We have Goldvein Pickaxe, +1/+1. Whenever you deal combat damage to a player, you'll create a treasure token. Swiftfoot Boots for protection. Trailblazer's Boots for non-basic landwalk. And Whisper Silk Cloak for both protection and to make it so Kotis is unblockable. For our enchantment grouping here today, we have a lot of enchantments. We have stuff like Fertile Ground, Wild Growth. These are all in here to help ramp a little bit more. Then we have several enchantments that do unblockable things like Aether Tunnel, Aqueous Form. We have Arcane Flight, which gives flying. Cartouche of Knowledge, which gives flying and +1/+1. Cloak of Mists makes the creature unblockable. Combat Research. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. And as long as the enchanted creature is legendary, it gets +1/+1 in Ward 1. Never Doubt Ward. Crystalline Armor, +1/+1 for each land you control, and has Trample. So if you can't evade over them, you can trample over them. Curiosity to draw a card whenever you deal damage to an opponent. Curious Obsession, +1/+1. Whenever it deals combat damage to an opponent, you may draw a card at the beginning of your end step. If you didn't attack with a creature this turn, sacrifice Curious Obsession. You're going to always want to attack. Enchantress Presence. It's an enchantment that whenever you cast an enchantment, you draw a card. We have Eternal Thirst when the creature has lifelink, and whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Favor of the Overbearing. If it's green, it gets +1/+1 in Vigilance. If it's blue, it gets +1/+1 in Flying. We do have ourselves Hollowmark Siege. You can either have it to whenever a counter is put on a creature you control, draw a card, triggers only once, or whenever you attack, put a 1/1 counter on target attacking creature and gains Menace. I would usually choose Abzan in this instance to allow it to get through with some evasion. Hydra's Growth. You put a 1/1 counter on the creature, and during your upkeep, you double all the 1/1 counters on the enchanted creature. Imprisoned in the Moon. This is the bane of Kotis' existence, but it also can help us out. Enchanted creature or land or planeswalker, it becomes a colorless land with tap, add a colorless, and loses all of their abilities. Invisibility can't be blocked except by walls. Raised by Giants makes its base power and toughness 10/10. Very good. Rancor, +2/+0 and Trample, and when Rancor is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you return it to its owner's hand. Shielding Plaques. When it enters, draw a card. The creature can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control. This card came out before Hexproof was a keyword. Sleeper's Robe. Enchanted creature can't be blocked except by artifacts and or black creatures, so Fear. And whenever an enchanted creature deals combat damage to an opponent, you may draw a card. Snake Umbra, +1/+1. Whenever it deals combat damage, you draw a card. You also get Totem Armor, which means if it would die or just be destroyed, you return it to your hand. And in a area where there are things that remove indestructible, Snake Umbra is good. Strong Back. Equip abilities you activate that target enchanted creature cost 3 less to activate. Auras cost 3 less. +2/+2 for each Arnet and equipment on it. And creatures you control with 1/1 counters on them have Trample at the beginning of combat on your turn. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature. For our lands, it's a very simple package, but we are also running Rogue's Passage in here. so that way we can go ahead and have unblockable. And there we go. Now, that is the build. Let's go ahead and take a gander at our opening hand, shall we? Boo, boo, boo. We are starting with 3 lands. We don't have a black source or green source other than Command Tower, so we'll have to worry about that. We're going to draw for our turn. I'm going to start off with a Command Tower. Next turn, we are going to play an island, and we are going to tap, and we are going to play Farseek, and we are going to search up a swamp. Actually, put that back in there. We are going to search up a forest. Close and shuffle. Next turn, we will draw for our turn. Island. And we are just going to play Kotis. Oh my god. There we go. Sorry, my, 10-year-old $6 Chinese mouse is, starting to give up the ghost on me. So we have Kotis. He's indestructible. We're going to go ahead and play another island. So on our turn, I think what we're going to do is we are going to play Arcane Flight. We're going to give him flying. And then we are also going to play Hydra's Growth. So he is going to get +1/+1 from the Arcane Flight, and he gets a 1/1 counter from there. So he is a 4. We're going to fly in the air for 4. We will reveal cards from the top of their library, and we are going to say that this infinite token is a creature that we stole from them. 1 second, friends. And I'm back. So we're going to have this represent a creature that we hijinxed from somebody. We played our land for the turn. We are going to play Strong Back. Also, we double the amount of counters. So we have Strong Back on him. He's already pretty big. I am going to then, let's say, Gold Vein Pickaxe. And remember, equip abilities cost 3 less to activate. So this will be free to equip to Kotis. And, enchantments that go on cost 3 less as well. So we are going to put Access Tunnel. So not only does he have flying, but he's unblockable. So he's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to attack for 9 in the air, and we're going to assume we're stealing a bunch of stuff from this person we attacked. And so they will remove these things, but we will be able to do what we want to do. Next turn, we draw. We've already stacked a bunch of our stuff on him. We're just going to keep swinging it. That's what this deck does, is you just swing through, you do your big stuff, and hope you don't get blown out. Now, if you do get blown out, save a few of your enchantments in your hand to be able to do stuff. And as you can see, as we draw through, we've got other stuff that we can play. That is the deck. Again, I thank you all for stopping by my channel. It's been wonderful to see the positive feedback when it comes to Magic for the working class. It is something that is incredibly important to me that this game is affordable. I grew up in a household where my dad was laid off constantly in the early and mid 90s as outsourcing hit, early 2000s, and it was rough growing up. And Magic, I was able to afford a few packs at a time from on my minimum wage job when I was 14 at $5.15 an hour. Yes, I know that dates how old I am. And I just want people to be able to afford this game and be able to play it and make the memories that I was able to make the friends I was able to make, because Magic the Gathering brought me all of those things that I didn't have otherwise. So, I know that was a little sappy and sentimental, but I thank you all for stopping by. I am Weston with the Hidden Gibbon. I'll be back Friday with another Magic for the working class. Stay cool out there. It's 115, or feels like 115 today in good old rural Iowa, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.